Cam Radio, it's your boy Tony G, Big Lou, the sports book, every Tuesday night, 8 o'clock. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. It was Big Lou's birthday last week. Happy birthday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Appreciate
Oh,
everybody.
yeah.
Appreciate
Oh, yeah.
everybody online for the birthday wishes. I thank each and every one of you. That was good looking out. Thank you very much.
So, lots to talk about, lots of gambling. We're going to talk a little bit about hockey. And, somebody get people asking questions all the time. And be careful on when I say be careful, always watch your bet. I know the +1.5 is very attractive. And, trying to bet hockey, if you go to the money line, it's too far off. And then they'll do the -1.5. And you just start seeing like that 1.5 is very alluring, just like baseball, +1.5. We keep it close. A lot of times it'll definitely, the hook will definitely get you. So just a recap, just a recap on hockey. Avalanche and Kings. Avalanche heavily favored. This is one that it was 2-1. That would have been a one, then for the Kings, that would have been great. For Avalanche, game went in overtime. The Stars in Minnesota. Stars, I felt were on paper the better team. They lost game one. The new team, the Mammoths, they beat the Golden Knights. Yeah, they're one up on the Golden Knights. The Ducks beat the Oilers 3-2. That was another good game. Try to watch as many as I could. And here's another one that the Lightning is up 1-0 over the Canadiens, but man, the Canadiens played them really, really tough. That's going to be a really interesting series. It could easily go 7. I mean, it was a tight game. If the Canadiens can keep playing like that and keeping the Lightning down, they actually, low scoring. I think they have a shot.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And Carolina leads the Senators, and then the Philly leads the Penguins 1-0. It's funny. So I was in Buffalo last night. Buffalo. I posted some videos on our page, and the Sabres won, playing one of the best goaltenders in the league this year. They were down, and this has kind of been their story the whole time. They've been down going into the third period and just pop off 4, like boom, 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 win the game. And I know that's going to be, that could, if the Bruins can't shake that, if that sticks with them, they could be in trouble. And that's another really, really good. That's a really good series. A little bit of football. They're saying Jimmy Garoppolo may retire. They're saying, he's made about $150 million in his career. I always liked him. He reminds me, he a lot of injuries. Never really could get, just couldn't go. I say this, I was having a conversation going in about, we're going to go back and forth, but, AD, if AD could have stood healthy all these years, he could be one of the greatest big men we've ever seen.
Yeah.
I mean,
definitely.
If he could have stood healthy, his health just hasn't been good. And he's missed a lot of games. But Jimmy took a lot, he took a lot of abuse. The Cowboys make their kicker, Aubrey, the highest paid kicker in the NFL. Which I'm not, people are like, what do you think about that? And I was like, well, I mean,
I would be surprised. He's
the best. He's the best kicker in the NFL, and why not eliminate any problems and saying, okay, we're going to pay you this, because you always could rework the deals, extend them, get underneath the cap. So I wasn't really like, oh, that was stupid. I mean, I think that was good. That was one of those skilled positions, because no matter how much people want to, special teams is very, very important, and there's a lot of special team players that are huge. That's their deal. Special teams. That's where they come. That's where they come in because we've seen many games win or lose off a special team, off a fumble, a touchdown, a missed kick. So yeah, he's definitely proven. He definitely has proven what he's worth. And why not lock that in and then go to another position and worry about that. I mean, why even? Okay, and let's go. All right, get it into some NBA action. The Magic beats the Hornets to proceed. That was Friday night. The Suns over the Warriors. What are you thinking on the Warriors off season? What are you thinking? Think we're going to see a
Uh,
retirement out of somebody?
uh, I I'm not sure yet. I think Kerr's gonna move around. Definitely Draymond. And I was looking at some stuff online about it, and the best possible person that they think they could get in there is probably Giannis. They could probably get Giannis in there. And they was also talking about maybe Kawhi,
Wow.
because maybe Kawhi, they could get Kawhi with a draft round pick, or see if they could convince LeBron to come play with Steph. You know what I'm saying? Because they talked about playing together and stuff like that. So they was talking about maybe even LeBron might come over and lead the Lakers and kind of play that same role, and get a chance to play with Steph before his career's over with. But right now it's up in the air. I lean more out of those three. I lean more on Giannis than anything, because then they could probably take Kaminga, Draymond, and a pick and move them to Milwaukee for Giannis, because he is definitely already out there that that he's not going to be there, and maybe they could make that work with Giannis
I like
and
I
with
like
Steph
Giannis
and Jimmy Butler.
yeah. So I like Giannis at Golden State over Kawhi, not because Kawhi isn't great, but with all the time management with him, it's always been kind of a thing. I mean, he definitely he drums to his own drummer. I mean, there's no doubt, and he's a very bad man. Um, but he's different. Like he couldn't for some reason he didn't do well at San Antonio. What I mean? He didn't want to be there. I mean, he did go to Toronto, win a championship, and then leave the next year. I mean, he's on his own
Yeah,
I mean, when he won the championship, and then there was like a couple months later he was leaving. I was like, they could have probably won another one, because they had a good team. Um,
yeah. That
but
was good. That was a good
yeah.
team.
So that's my only concern. I mean, he's got to be on board. But Giannis going to, I like that. Giannis is a younger stud. Um, I mean, Curry's got a couple years left in him. They got some other I mean, there's a lot you could do with him, and Kawhi would be great. But again, going to the time, the management, and if he really wants to go, and that and I agree with you. I think they're definitely going to make some changes. I think in the next 90 to 120 days, I think some things will expire. Would be like, oh, that's pretty interesting. Now going to the Cavaliers and the Raptors. Speaking of Toronto,
Mhm.
Cavaliers won that game by 13. Um, Pretty good game. Um,
Yeah, low scoring.
yeah, well, yeah, it was. And then you had the Nuggets and the Timberwolves, and the Nuggets are, man, they're so physical. They're so good in the paint, Lou. They
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
I mean, that's a bad. I mean, that's a bad team. If they all can stay healthy, everyone around him, they're just grinders.
Yeah,
The Knicks and the Hawks. Hawks in the playoffs, get rid of your own and make it to the playoffs. The Knicks handled up. That wasn't. It came out the way I thought it was going to be. The Lakers and the Rockets. The Lakers look good. I mean, I
hmm
liked what I saw. I mean, what's your thoughts?
yeah. I like what I saw as well. And it's the LeBron factor. LeBron can he can play that third wheel when his guys come back, and be okay with that. And now that he's top dog, he's still facilitating the ball, getting open shots for those guys, bringing their confidence up. And they are playing pretty well. With the injuries to of their two main scorers and the two main guys on the court to make that. But yeah, kudos to LeBron. And
Yeah, I
I
thought.
think, yeah, I think that if they could play them like they've been playing them, and we get Marcus Smart and DeAndre Ayton to play a little bit, just a little bit, they should be fine. They could win this series, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, because LeBron had 19. I can never say his name right. Hachimura, Hachimura, uh,
Uh,
Rue Hach. That's
Hachimura,
yeah, Hachimura. He had 14.
yeah.
Aiden had 19. Marcus Smart had 15. Uh, Hachimura, he played 42 minutes. He played four more minutes than LeBron. LeBron played 38. Um, Kennard paid 38. They had some good play, had some decent play off the bench. Really, the bench scored 13. Um, so it was a good game. The Lakers held on, and yeah, I think you're 100%. I think they could definitely win this series and go, and on to the, as they say, on to the next.
Hmm?
Now Sunday, the Celtics manhandled the 76ers.
Oh yeah.
Um,
I
they they were they were all over
Yeah, I
them.
watched that game, and these Boston Celtics are ready.
Yeah,
These
they are.
guys are ready. Hmm.
They I mean, the Celtics are, still a young team.
Hmm.
Got some talent, but at least they made it to the playoffs. We'll see if they can make it past. And like I said, as you go on in this series, betting, if you like take this series, you'll see the score, you'll see the spread being pretty big. Um, and one thing that we always talk about, one thing in basketball is you like for it to be a tighter game because if there's too much of a lead, they end up, last 8 minutes or last quarter, they'll seat everybody down. And then they put the second line in and it still hold it off, but then more points are being scored. So you got to be careful. And then if you pick the player to score 28, he's got 20 in the beginning of the third, and you don't, whatever, and they're up by 30, he's not going to play in the fourth.
Right.
That's the
Yeah.
kind of thing you got to be
That's
careful
gonna slow
about. Yeah.
down. Yeah.
And
Yeah, and
another thing,
I tell my friends that too. Be careful of that fourth quarter. And your guy's close, but if he's not close enough, then they're gonna
and if
shut
they're
him
not
down.
winning, yeah, they'll shut them
Right.
down. They're going to rest them. Yes, that's one thing definitely about the fourth quarter. And then another one is some of the, depending on which sites you're on. I don't want to call anyone out, but some of them will give you the average, and they'll say SAG's average is 28, and for him to get 28 is like minus, and I'm just making these numbers, it's minus 250, and you go, there ain't no money there, and then you go up 3 points, and then it's but his average is
Right.
26. They need you to go up 6 points, and I'm like, an average is that's about where the average. Yes, he can always go over, what I mean, but it's weird how they do the how they do the vig on both of them, and you got to be careful. And that's all that I'm saying. You just got to be careful. And this is another one. Thunder, the Thunder and the Suns. They pulled everybody. I mean, they won by 40. I mean, 40 points. I mean, it wasn't like it was. I mean, I mean, SAG ended up with, and this is a real good, and this is, I like using this one. SAG, he had 25 points. He only played 29 minutes, Lou.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like, where was the other 20? They didn't play him. You know what I mean? He's going to get sit down. Yeah, if he would have played if he would have played another 10 minutes or played about 38, which normally where he's at, yeah, he would have hit it. He would have went past it, but they pulled him. because they were,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, they were getting smoked. They were just, I think, going into the fourth quarter, they were behind by 31, I don't know, 31, 32. So he was, I mean, it's like no point because you don't want to, and like I said, like Uncle Lou said, man, be careful of the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter will definitely can get you. Now this next
Yeah.
game, I was very the Magic beating the Pistons.
Yeah,
I
that was a
was
shocker to me because of all the turmoil that's going on over there. I didn't think that the Magic were going to come out and play some good basketball, but they did.
Yes, they came out and they played good, and they beat them by 11. And so my thought was, it's only game one, get all that, but now Magic's thinking like, oh, we can beat these guys, and now it's going to be a test of what Detroit's made of. Okay, you lost game one, shouldn't be a big deal, but if they got in their heads, it could be a big deal. And kudos to whoever bet Orlando, okay, because I didn't want to bet this game. And whoever you are, I mean, congrats to you that you picked this game because it was good for you. You won. Um,
Mhm.
and it's just a lot of there's just a lot. Just be careful. And like I said, the live betting, which we always talk about, which I like, um, you just got to really know your percentages and then
Mhm.
how much time it is. And again, it goes back to what we just said. What Lou just said was, um, it's the fourth quarter. You know what I mean? And so, the over
Right.
under, and then when they jump out into a lead. Now, obviously, the Pistons last night, they had everybody in as long as they could keep them in because they were ahead. So that kind of worked out. But yeah, I was shocked at that the Pistons lost to the Magic. But I know the Magic is a good team, young, uh, haven't been in the playoffs in a while. Uh, so I mean, they came to play. You know what I mean? And they beat them in Detroit too. That was another little caveat um, that I was kind of surprised at.
Mhm.
But hats off to the Magic, gonna make it a series. The Spurs and the Trailblazers. Um,
That was a pretty good
the
game. I
Spur,
watched that one too.
yeah. Actually, it was a pretty good game, and really, they hung pretty tight with them. The first quarter, they were down by 9, but they managed
Hmm.
to stay within them. You know what I mean? Then they were outscored by 1, then by 5, then they outscored by 2. I mean, they were there. Portland is, you know, another young team. I mean, San Antonio's loaded. One uh when Bame, oh, how do you say his name again? For
Wimbenyama
for Windminyama.
was,
I mean, he had
yeah,
he had 30,
Wimbenyama.
yeah, he had 35 points. He got off. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah, yeah, he was a monster.
yeah, he was. And but it goes back to, let's see what he played 33 minutes. You know what I mean? And that, so
Yep.
they managed to keep everybody in the 30, the whole starters all in the 30. Kelvin Johnson off the bench played 20. Darwin Harper played 23. Uh, Luke Cornett played 14. Barnes played 11. I mean, so they worked the bench, and that's a good indication. You know what I mean? They work in the bench. They're using everybody to their advantage. Um, but yeah, San Antonio up by one at home. Uh, but yeah, it was a very good game. It was a very, very good game. I think. Who do you like to win it? I mean, you got to say San Antonio, Boston, or OKC, right? I mean,
Yeah, that's pretty much the order.
do you see anybody? I mean, do you see anybody else that you're like, they're going to pull up I mean, the Magic. If the Magic beats Detroit, I guess that could be the gray horse. You know what I mean? That would
Yeah,
be,
either that or I got my money on Boston. I think Boston is the sleeping giant this year of the East.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, they're third best team or second, however, on the points. Um,
Right. But
but
now
I think
they,
you're
but yeah, now they
I
got to
think you're
deal
right.
with both. Yeah, they got to deal with both Brown and Tatum. So they got to deal with them both
Yes.
now, and everybody else is playing well around them as well. So I think that Boston, yeah, I think the Boston Celtics going to be they're going to be my dark horse of the playoffs this season in the East. Haven't picked the West yet. West kind of work itself out, but the dark horse of the East for me is going to be Boston.
So I've watched. So I like the Knicks too. I've watched them play a lot this year, and they're going to be tough. They match up. They match up with the Celtics well. I agree. I think the Celtics. And like I said, we'll just have to see with the Pistons if that getting punched in the mouth. Are you going to come back? That's really what it is. But the other thing was, is so I was talking to someone, and they're like, "Well, hey, what about the Cavs?" And I was like, I said, man, after last year's debacle,
Yeah.
I said, I gotta see it to believe it. I said,
Hmm.
I mean, they're leading the whole league in wins, and then the last 10 games or whatever it was, they just went down a slippery slope and then got knocked out of the playoffs. And they're like, gee, I mean, they fell into a little, they fell into a little slide, and they could never come back. So that was my thing was, I know they're a good team, but I got to see it. You know what I mean? They're going to have to win every
Yeah.
series, everything for me to believe. I mean, they win this series, another series, and I'll be like, oh yeah, the Cavs. But if they get, because they're playing the Raptors, which are a pretty good team, and it's number 5. But
Yep.
I look at the Cavs as being a little bit better. Um, so we'll see. You know what I mean? And that's kind of where we're at. And I know, like I said, the Knicks are tough. I know they should have a congratulations to the Hawks if you're a Hawks fan,
Hmm.
for them making the playoffs. After all that craziness went
Yeah.
on, and
Yeah. A lot of
but I,
turmoil.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't necessarily see them beating the Knicks. But they had a good year. They made it to the playoffs, and then you definitely liked. I mean, I like Celtics too. They're if everybody can stay healthy. Um, I do like them. So when you break it down like that, if you look at it like that, do you like the Celtics against anyone from the West, or is there someone you go, boy, if they make it there? I mean, do you think the Celtics match up good with the Spurs, the Thunder, the Nuggets?
And see, and that's the thing. Those three teams alone, can beat up on you because although Boston have some bigs on their team,
Yes.
they don't have the type of bigs that could deal with a Jokic or you know what I'm saying. They have problems with Cat,
Right.
and and
Yeah.
we don't know what Cat want to do by the game. So, uh, yeah, I think until they get somebody. Well, I guess not somebody. They got the team is good. They got a good nucleus. It's just um, I worry about the bench with guys like Carl Anthony Towns, with big guys and stuff like that. But I think they'll be fine if Jason and Jalen are doing their thing and attacking the basket and getting shots open for the rest of the guys. I think they should be okay.
Yeah. I definitely agree. I think, you know, the Nuggets, it probably the Nuggets and the Spurs and the Lakers and Thunder. Definitely. I mean, if the way it's looking, I know it's only game one. Um, the only thing with the Nuggets, if they do end up against the Spurs, usually when you play this, if you when you play the Nuggets and they take you to 7, you get a lot of bings and bruises. You know, what I mean, you may beat them, but you paid a lot. You paid a hefty price. They play a very physical
Right, you're gonna
game
pay
of
the price.
but yeah, and then if the Lakers can win and Thunder wins, um, anything is possible. It would be a huge test for the Lakers. I mean, that would be only because, like you always say, man, a non-good defense team is playing one of the best shooting teams in the league. And
Yeah, it's gonna
man, when
be
they're out,
interesting to
yeah,
see.
yeah. And I mean, we're just skipping over. I know it's not over. I'm not taking anything away from the Rockets or the Suns. I'm just saying it would be interesting to see how all this is going to unfold. And like I said earlier, when you guys are doing your prop bets, just be watching. Know their average. Know their average. Know about where they're. How many minutes they're going to play, and don't take a. Like I said, don't give up too much of the vig. I mean, you start going
Right, right, right,
minus
right.
250. There's just it's not a lot of money to be made. Um,
Mhm.
those are the obvious bets. That's why they're minus 250.
Yeah.
But there'll be some. Like I said, there definitely could be. If you want to bet here, this is a parlay. I mean, the Thunder, the Lakers, the Nuggets, and the Spurs all to win. I mean, you could put
Mhm.
all that together, um, and say, but the money line would be kind of not good for you. But giving up the points because whoever gets in the lead again, we go right back to what Luke was saying. The fourth quarter is brutal. If it's not close, they're going to pull everybody, and then it's going to be, it could go either way on that. They could come within 10. They were getting 10. So, just kind of go from there. And don't forget, if you guys want to reach out to us on the KM Radio page or reach out to us on the Sportsbook page. If you have any local events you want announced, whatever you may need, for anywhere from advertising to DJs to our office can accommodate you or put you in the right direction. That's one thing that I think that a lot of people don't realize about KM Radio is it's a community and they're going to try to help you. And it's a digital radio station, which means you can listen to it anywhere in the world. And our guy Elaw, if you call him from Chicago and you need something, he's going to figure out some kind of way to get you taken care of. And that's the kind of stuff that a lot of people don't realize about KM Radio. That's kind of how KM Radio is. A guy from Chicago can call here, and our guys are going to go, What do you need? I know, I might need a producer. I might need whatever whether it's music or bits. Oh, I can take care of you. We got some guys that we work with because it's funny because KM Radio's got people everywhere. People don't realize that, from Los Angeles to Dallas to Houston and on and on and on, that we have little affiliates with people. So we're growing all the time. All right, I want to thank everyone for tuning in every Tuesday night, 8 o'clock. The Sports Book, the greatest sports show in America, on the biggest station in the land, KM Radio, where we go ham.